Everyone, it's Christian Fuchs here. I would like to say a big thank you to our fans and keep having our back for the upcoming Premier League season as well as the Europa League. Keep watching Leicester Fan TV. They have the latest news and they keep you up to date on leicesterfantv.com. So stay tuned and thanks for your support.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Excuse me, coffee start. My name's Phil. If you're watching this live, get your views in, get your comments in, let us know what you thought about yesterday's game. Obviously, we're through to the FA Cup semi-final, first time since 1982. Not been to an FA Cup final since 1969. It's been far too long. At least we've made a semi-final. Can we go on and win it? Tonight's Fan Zone show is... Yes, welcome to the show as ever. Hello to Carmen. Thanks for getting your comments in, John. If you're watching this live, you can get your comments in. We'll react to them and we'll get as many people chatting as we can. Daz says, wow, wow, wow. Nacho man. I'm so pleased for him. And I've got to be fair. Listen, I'm going to be one of the first people to say he missed that penalty, didn't he, just after Christmas. And I said, Nacho, you can watch it. I said it. He's not good enough. How wrong was I? Have you had to do an about turn like me? I'm so pleased that Nacho is doing well. Maz, good evening to you. Kaysen says, hi, Phil, we're going to Wembley. We're going to Wembley. We are. We're not. We are, but we're not. You know what I mean. Karen, Auntie Karen, hope you're well, says we're on our way to Wembley. Really excited, Karen. We are on our way to Wembley as well, says mine. We certainly are. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Andrew says up the city. Chris from Leicester Till I Die says this is Leicester. Southampton will probably... Chris, you're putting a kiss of death on it. We all know as Leicester fans, Chris. We all know it that we could lose to Southampton. We're not going to though, are we? Come on. Everybody keep the faith. Keep getting your comments in. Daz says, I think a lot of us are eating our words at the moment. Listen, I said it about Nacho. I'm just so pleased for him. Patrick says, think Nacho has done an about turn on himself. He looked like somebody who did not believe in himself. We've heard before that he's a confident striker, but he's come good. I know it's only been 4 games, but what a 4 games for him. So pleased. Dave says, well done to the lads on a great win yesterday. Nacho was man of the match. I mean, we were chatting about this yesterday. We, of course, want to talk about Nacho, man. I also want to talk to you about Ndidi. I thought Ndidi was fantastic yesterday. Just absolutely out of this world. I mean, you look at Paul Pogba. What was he, 90 million? And you look at Ndidi. Good grief. Just one of them looked like a £100 million player, and it wasn't Paul Pogba. I want to know what you thought about the goals yesterday. What was the best? We can talk about Jamie Vardy. Listen, missed again. He could have made it 3-1 to Leicester, and I was just like, but he looks hungry and excited, so that's great having that. And of course, the Wembley semi-final, we want all your views and all your comments on that, and I want to know, can we go all the way? Chris just said, we'll probably go looser. It's a banana skin in the way that everybody now is thinking. I know all you were thinking, we're going to beat Southampton. We've got the easy draw. I don't know, being a Leicester fan, sometimes maybe it would have been better if we'd have got Man City or Chelsea on that semi-final. What do you think? I think Southampton is the one we all wanted, but it is a banana skin. We've got to be careful not to be too cocky, too confident. Or are we not? You know, Rennie straight in here. Imagine if we beat them 9-0. It's not going to happen in an FA Cup semi-final. I don't think, Rennie, at all. Ian says, fantastic game. We'll remember this one for a while. What on earth, Ian, happened to Manchester United yesterday? Honestly, with 10 minutes to go, I'm like, here they come. They're going to come. Man United, they're always strong. They're going to come at us. They just didn't. They were poor. I've watched some of the Man United fanzine stuff, the same as Leicester Fan TV, but some of the Man United stuff, they were gutted by how poor they performed. James, good evening to you. Adam, good evening to you. Keep getting your comments in. Stephen Ross brings us right back down to earth. We're with you, Stephen. I remember Villa last year. Honestly, we blew it last year to get to a cup final, but we've got to keep a lid on it a little bit. Daz says Yuri to be our future captain. I think it's an interesting one. I've said it before. I don't think having I love Casper. You know, had very, very little to do yesterday apart from a tremendous save, but he did it so well. But as a captain, I know he's great at captain, but you need somebody who's out in the middle of the park for me. So Ayuri, it would be a shout. Must admit, I haven't been a fan of Nacho, says Dave. It's taken him long enough to get it going. I mean, how many years? He's been at Leicester, what is it, 3 seasons now? Is it longer? Stephen saying FA Cup winners and finished top 4 would be a spiffing season, Stephen. We'd have all took that at the start. If you agree with Stephen, get in your comments. Haley said, no, he's not. He's not. And no sprinkles either, Haley. If you're watching the watch-along yesterday, you'll know what Haley's talking about. Ian says, morning all. Ian, if it's morning, where are you watching? Either that or you're a copper. Anyway, Ian says, great game. Love it. Giving me the bragging rights with the lads at work. We all love that, don't we? Good old Dean Dublin did us a favour with the draw. Pulled out, yes. I'm sure they would have liked those rumours of hot and cold balls. You would have thought they'd have liked to keep Man City and Chelsea split up, but it's absolutely done us right for us. David Gavin says, a Man United man of mine said, when United brought 4 players on, here come the cavalry, Dave, game on. Nacho had other ideas. It was either going to be a masterstroke bringing 4 subs on at once, or it's just desperation. And I think we'll all say, Dave, desperation? 4 subs? Taking Pogba off? LCFC, great. I'm with you, Gray. Honestly, are we really becoming the real deal? Kumvichai said, didn't he? What was it, 4 or 5 years ago? He said, I want us to be top 5. We all laughed. Admit it, when he said, I want Leicester City. The ambition is to get Leicester City to top 5. When Vichai said that, I don't think even Leicester fans believed that. I don't think anybody believed it. But boy, oh boy, we've been in the top 4 for about 18 months now. We should have got Champions League last season. We won the league. It's looking good. To be fair, we still should have done better than the Europa League, shouldn't we? But let's not get back to that. Let's enjoy today as it is. Neil says, we've shown repeatedly if we have a full week to prepare, we can beat anyone. We need the extra energy to play the high press game. Well, listen, we've got a nice little break now with international break. I know some of the players are going off and some are not, but it will suit us the fact that, we're out of Europa. I suppose, take the positives. It will help us with our push towards the FA Cup, hopefully. Liam, I agree with you. Ndidi was world-class. He was world-class, honestly. In a way, somebody will be coming for him. Colin says Solanke was world-class. I know Jamie from the Fox's Arms was a big fan of him yesterday and said the same. Fofana was excellent. He was yesterday. Telemann's world-class. Ndidi world-class. Not many teams. No. On our day, you look at those players. On our day yesterday, where does Maddison and Barnes slot back into that? Where do they slot back? It'll probably be, you see, this will probably be what happened, Colin. It's somebody like Albrighton will get dropped. But again, I think Albrighton's, like we said before, Nacho, these are the players. Sometimes you need some glue in a team. You remember Okazaki, you remember Leonardo Ulloa, these players who don't necessarily, even Jamie Vardy the last 3 or 4 games, he's been glue because he's not scoring goals. He's not scoring goals, but he's doing stuff out there. So we need it. Steve says, keep us invisible. It's working. Yeah, LCFC great. We took away United's record and beat them without Madders, Ricardo, Barnes, James Justin, you could add in there. Dennis Pratt, good to see him come back. Again, good to see him coming back. Ian's backing you up with that. Rene, Rodgers is a top manager. Rodgers needs to win a cup, doesn't he? I think if you look at his record, Rene, apart from the Sunday League up north, he's not won, if any, big cups. Winning stuff with Celtic when Rangers were in the different division. Solanke was massive yesterday, says Jamie. He certainly was. Confidence must be at the peak now in the dressing room, says Dara. I agree. Mick, hi Mick, hope you're well. He says, Vitch, I had a dream, let's win it for him. Absolutely. Would love to see that. Andrew says the 3 centre-backs are awesome. Do you know what I want to ask you about? I know me, Jamie, some of all you old school people, how nice is it to see 2 up top? It's nice. People, Brendan Rodgers, he's reinvented 2 up top. Honestly, they'll start playing 4-4-2 in a bit and somebody will say that's brand new. But honestly, it was superb to see 2 up top, again, scoring goals. Andy says the whole team was world class. I thought they did very well. Stuart says Man City will be knocking on the door for Nacho. Listen, the thing with Nacho is we all want him. I'm so pleased that he's making us, or some of us, eat our words, myself included. But he's got to do it week in, week out. I know he's done it 4 games on the spin, but he needs to get it back. Ross says, looking back now, Tielemans was a bargain for 40 million. He's just a Belgian delight, like the pun there, Ross. But 40 million after his loan spell looked a snip. After his first season, something not right. Maybe it's took him a little way in there to get in there. LCFC Gray says, very nice to see 2 up top. Diego says, we looked beautiful yesterday with key players out, especially the back three. We've struggled with 3 defenders early in the season, but it's been working recently. Jamie says, 2 up top, get in there. I like that. William says, playoff trophy is massive. What are you saying? I don't know, William. Reconfirm what you're talking about there. Ross says, Man City next, fancy a Manchester double. Yes, we certainly do. Hayley, no need to do super stickers. We tell you to keep your pennies in your pocket and treat yourself to something. But I do appreciate that, so thank you so much for that. But please keep your pennies in your own pockets. Andrew says, Nacho has found his mojo. It's so good to see his post-match interview as well, both times. It's a joy to see somebody. I think he's like that sort of underdog because we all know he's got it in him probably. But like I say, it's been beautiful to see Nacho get these goals and really pleasing to see somebody. He seems really humble with it as well, which is great. Ross says, when Vardy came, his first season was bad. He nearly quit football and now look at him. I agree. Brendan Rodgers has got to take credit as well for Nacho for sticking with him. Andy says he's always been a fan of a 2 up top. Stephen says Plan B working very well. Is that? Are we playing Plan B, Stephen? Do you think 2 up top is Plan B? Maybe it's. I hadn't really thought about it, Stephen, but you could be right. I like it. It's quite unusual. Not many teams play 2 up top at the moment. Gray says Vardy Nacho Man is a beautiful partnership. Nice to see the 2 up top. Do you like that? Gray Richardson. What time is it, Gray? Come on. Been watching EastEnders or something instead of talking about our beautiful Leicester City. Nacho is not a lone striker, needs someone to play alongside him. James, listen, I tell you again, we have said it when I've slated Nacho before, which I have, for missing chances. I've always said what he does offer that Jamie Vardy doesn't is link-up play. He holds the ball up well, he shields the ball, and he brings in other players. But they're very different players, and it's nice to see them doing it. Will Robinson, thank you, Will, saying Rodgers won the playoff trophy with Swansea 10 years ago. Yeah, it's a trophy in the Championship, and we've won them before, and they're very nice. But it's not a big cup. You know, it's not an FA Cup. It's not even a League Cup, and it's not a Premier League title. So this is where we want him to go. Joanna, I totally agree with you. Joanna says, wish we could have been there for that one. Gutted we won't see the semi-final. But Robert is hinting at the fact that they are talking about 20,000 tickets for Wembley. So what's that? Once they've given them away to VIP and sponsors, people in the media, not including us, we don't get any, trust me. That'll leave about 6 tickets for Leicester fans and about 6 for whoever we play. But hopefully there'll be a few more in there. And hopefully they'll all realise that they've missed us fans at the games. Keep them coming in now. Tony says Plan B should now be Plan A with 2 up top. I like that. John O says, good evening. I think at the moment our best team has Nacho in it. Listen, I mean, Maddison's getting closer to coming back. Barnes is still a little way off. But it's an interesting one, isn't it? To see where you slip Maddison back in there. And some of you will say Perez perhaps drops out for Maddison, I guess. Put in the comments, what do you think? How do you get Maddison back in that team? We've got a nice little break with International Week coming up. Andy, you're probably right. This is what I say. Corporate will probably have half of them, all the debentures and that. You watch, the hospitality suites will all be free. Dan Morton, yes, I can see your comments. Feel free to keep adding them in there. But Dan, listen, there's lots of other people putting comments in, so I'm trying to get as many in as possible. So Dan, let me scroll back and see if I can see your comments to keep you happy. I can't, mate, but I could see that one. Does Barnes get back in the team? Well, he's not going to be fit for quite a while. He's got a nasty injury, so we sort of luckily don't need to worry about that just yet. Mayan says Perez drop in matters. Daniel says if it ain't broken, don't fix it. I agree. Always said this since Liverpool in the 80s. If that's a winning team, play it. That's what frustrated me about the Europa League. You've got a winning team, don't mess around with it. John, I tell you what, get your ticket for Wembley. If you can, I'll book my airplane ticket from San Francisco. John, if I had any wave of getting you one, I would do. I'll struggle getting myself one. I'm sure we'll all have to be into a ballot, honestly. Nacho's control and distribution was excellent, says Neil. He does. He brings players in. He really does bring players in there. Ian says, think the difference is the strength in depth. We've really not had it. It's getting better. Tom did the watch along yesterday, getting very excited, says, does Maddison and Barnes get back into the team? They will do, Tom, but this is what I said just a bit earlier. I think it will be people like potentially Albrighton who get sacrificed, and maybe even Nacho at times. I think both those players are the glue in the team. And I think you can't have 10 players. I think sometimes you need a couple of players, steady eddies. And that's Albrighton and Nacho. They're steady eddies on their days. And I Barnes can be hot and cold. Maddison can be hot and cold. I'd rather have, at times, some steady eddies in there. Ian says it was refreshing last night to get unbiased commentary. Ian, you clearly were not watching the Leicester Fan TV watch-along, because that is as biased as you can get. So if you want biased commentary, do join us every match day with our Tom Locks Jack combination. Imtiaz, it's great to see you as well. Let's go for the double over Man City. Yeah, we're playing Man City in the league, don't we, Imtiaz? And maybe in the cup. Don't get carried away, Imtiaz. I keep telling you, we've got to get past Southampton. Listen, today's the day to be super excited about FA Cup. But just before that semi-final, we need to just calm it all back down, don't we? Trust me, you know Leicester City as good as me. You followed them as long as all these shirts. We've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and I'm not just talking about that Jade shirt. I actually quite like that. It's back in the club shop, but that's an original one from when I was younger. Chris, again, been watching Coronation Street, says, missed the majority of the conversation tonight. Not sure if it's been said. Probably has, Chris, but were we actually amazing yesterday? They were awful. Still don't get credit, though. Listen, Chris, you can't. You're just doubling on against you. You're saying we don't get the credit, but were we amazing or were they just rubbish? I think I'm going to go for, Chris, the fact that we were pretty darn good yesterday. Man of the match, Chris, Ndidi, Nacho, Soyuncu, Evans, Fofana. We could go on. Honestly, there was 10, 11. Casper even one save to make, and he did it so well. Chris says we've got loads of options at the moment. Beautiful problem to have. Mirko watching out in Holland. You can wear that City shirt with pride out in Dutchland, Mirko. Daniel says this time last season we had Ryan Gordon-Bennett at the back. Well, he wasn't even getting the team, was he, Daniel? But I take your point. And have we learned, Daniel? Have we learned from last season? I sort of feel like we have learned. I genuinely feel like we have learned a little bit. Keep getting those comments in. Don't forget, we wanted to talk about Nacho, man. We want to talk about Ndidi being awesome. I want to know what was the best goal. I want you to talk a little bit about Vardy. We can't sweep it under the carpet. He missed one that you would have put. Honestly, if you had 100 quid in your pocket and the bookies said Vardy on that one, you'd have all gone for it. I would have. And he missed it. Evans Heaven. Talk about Johnny Evans. Wembley Cup semi-final. And I want to know, can we go all the way? Keep getting those comments in. Keep letting me know what you think. Don't forget, follow us wherever you are. Do me a favour now, while you're watching, give us a like, whatever channel you're watching on, because we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope. Give us a like, give us a share, hit it now. I'd really appreciate it. And make sure you follow us at Leicester Fan TV, wherever you are. Keep getting those comments in. 1 goal in 15 for Vardy, says Alex. Listen, I need to check my stats on that. I don't think we've scored. He's not scored in the last 8, is it now? He set a few up, and he still looked hungry yesterday. But, hey, listen, while we're winning, let's not grumble. Fantastic win, says Daniel. Performance was magnificent. Ross says, you watch Phil bag another hat-trick against Man City, another 5-2 win. Great, yeah, I know. Listen, great. Tonight, we're all excited. I'm super excited. When it gets to just before that semi-final, we need to regroup and take it, well, not seriously, but just remember the Villa game. You're absolutely right. Don't want to do a Villa semi. I love it. That always makes me chuckle. Don't get me started with semis. Hat-trick to Nacho against Sheffield United in the game. I'm doing it to myself. Nacho and Vardy have swapped bodies, says Stuart. Hey, I think Nacho's a very different player. You know, he's doing it off his own back. Patrick Hook says if Nacho was missing Vardy's chances, he will be getting pelters. So why is he exempt? Well, Patrick, this is what I'm saying. I agree. I think Vardy's putting some good work rate, but he is off form with the shooting, and unlike Jamie Vardy. P.S. I don't know if anybody else thinks it. I absolutely hate it. I hate to see a Leicester player kick the post when he's upset. I know he's upset, but one day he is going to kick that post, Jamie Vardy, and he's going to bust his ankle or do his knee, and we're all going to go, "You idiot, mate!" So don't kick the post when you're annoyed. Just do it, gosh, or something. You know what I mean. I just think, don't injure yourself, mate. Adam says Vardy is the first name on the team sheet. Doesn't matter if he doesn't score. I'm not 100% with you on that, Adam. I think a striker has to score. I think you have to give him plenty of time. But for me, Vardy's name doesn't necessarily need to be on the team sheet. Do you agree with me or not, Adam? I don't agree with Adam there. Jono says Vardy deserves some slack. I agree, some slack. I'm just saying I think we're allowed to discuss it. Like somebody put in there earlier, if it was Nacho, if it was Slimani, gone, you know, Damari Gray, a lot of players would have not had as long on this. Will Robinson's, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Wes Morgan to score the winner in a final. Could be his last game for us. As club captain, do you know what? I was just about to ask you a question, but I'm getting carried away. I was going to say, in the final, bring Wes on with 5 minutes to go so he can lift the trophy. Woo! Rein it back in, Phil. Got Southampton in the semi. A Southampton semi first. Stuart, yes, lol, gosh. Jolly good. Vardy will come good again, says Daniel. Patrick's not giving Vardy much tolerance, saying surprised he hit the post. Johan, I was going to say John, sorry, Johan, or Johan. Nacho and Vardy partnership made in heaven. It's a nice combination. I agree with that on there. Colin, Vardy takes 2 defenders out. Other teams are scared stiff of him. Creates space for other goals. Is proven. Rene says Nacho might break Vard's record. Be nice to see. Jamie from the Fox's Arms says 1 fox on the shirt. FA Cup trophy still gleaming. 52 years. If I could speak, Jamie, I'd let alone sing it. I've just realised what it is. It's 3 lines on the shirt, isn't it? I'm not singing it, Jamie. 1 fox on the shirt. FA Cup trophy still gleam. Have you made that up, Jamie? I'm not sure if that quite works. We'd all be there singing it though with you, if you've come up with that. Tony says, I think Nacho plays better when Vardy is playing. I think too. Nacho is not a lone striker up top, is he? Morgan retires. We need to get Tarkowski, says Hassan. I'm quite pleased with Fafana, Evans, Sayuncu in there, and I wonder if Benkovic will come back from OH Leverhaven or not. In there. Jono says we have a... Don't please get me started. Honestly, my humour is very schoolboy at times. Joanna says, I'm calling it now. Leicester v Man City final. Joanna, you talked about the 1969 final. The last time we got there. I was looking. I have got that programme somewhere. I have got the 1969 programme somewhere. I've actually got the 1963 FA Cup final programme on the wall just there. Leicester against Man United. We lost that one. Spoiler alert. I think you know that. Those of you who are old enough or not, you should know your Leicester history. I should find that one out, Joanna. 1969, Leicester City. I'm looking. I haven't got it out. Who should be the centre-back pair, says Johan. I think the 3. I like 3 at the back and I like 2 up top, Johan. How about you? Let me know what you think. Vardy is thinking too much instead of going for the instinctive finish. His form will come again with a... Yes, he needs a goal. He does just need a goal. He had a couple of chances yesterday. I think you are. I think you're right. I think he is thinking it a little bit. Will, thank you. Nice to see Maguire. Thought he was still playing for Leicester yesterday. I like it. Well, listen, how have we got 54 minutes in without giving Harry Maguire some stick? The £85 million fridge that we sold to Man United. Come on. Let's give him. It's our turn to give Harry Maguire. Bless him. Loved him at Leicester. You know, love him at England, but he did leave us to go on for bigger and better stuff. So it is nice to rub some salt in Harry Maguire's wound a little bit in sporting fun. Nothing too nasty, please. But give us your grief for Harry. Come on, let's have it. Stuart says, my mum was at that final. He's talking about the 1969. Mick wasn't even born. I'm looking at your profile picture, Mick. Are you sure? I'm only joking, Mick. I think you're about the same as me. I wasn't even born for it either. Just Joanna says she's got that program still. Yes, Joanna, you're a program collector. I've got a few on in there. Ross, I agree. That's maybe just pull the screen. Ross says Southampton will be a hard semi. Good one, like it. Colin says play 3 centre-backs against top teams or in a tough away game. Only 2 when we should win. Worked back in the day for O'Neill. I think that's interesting. I think you could be right, Colin. And I think Brendan does switch it around a little bit. So keep that one in there. Can you believe Tielemans is only 23? Cultured? No, honestly. You know, Neil, how old's Ndidi? Fofana? Crikey. There's some great talent coming through at Leicester. Win the cup or the top 4, which would you prefer? I want to know what you guys think to that. Daniel, both. It's both. That's the answer. Both. I've still got half an eye on us winning the title. Honestly, you never know. Thank you for this. I don't know if I can put that on screen, Phil Upton, but yeah, he says, blah, 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 read Phil Upton's comment. I probably could put it on. Harry Maguire bought our training gown. Thank you for that, Andy. Yes, he did. Be nice to see that. I think FA Cup gives a Europa League spot. It does, Neil. It'd be nice to get one in the bag, obviously, before we get to Champions League, hopefully qualification. Kerry, yeah, we've been talking about that. It will be interesting to see what happens when all the players come back, but it's a nice problem too. MTR says he likes collecting programmes too. Stuart says win the cup. LCFC Gray says both. This was the answer to Daniel's which would you rather win. Top 4, you win nothing. FA Cup, you get a trophy, says Russ. You do get, listen, I want both. But for the progression of Leicester City, the ambition being that we become a regular top 6, top 4 club. If you get top 4 in Champions League, you will attract better players in the summer to come to Leicester City, which will get you a better team for next season, which is more likely to get you challenging for titles and your Champions League and League Cups and FA Cups. So for me, getting in the top 4 is still my number 1 priority for Leicester City because it will help us get better players in over the summer. This is going to be a big summer for Leicester because I think we do need to look at the striker situation. Even if it's not for next season, I think we need to get somebody bedded in over the summer who's going to be ready because Jamie Vardy is not going to go on forever. He really is not going to go on forever. Ross says Maguire is like his salad. Absolutely terrible. I think Maguire's worse than your salad, Ross. And that is saying something. That really is saying something. Mayan says win the FA Cup. LCFC Gray is admitting he was 9 when we lost to Man City. 1960. Well, happy birthday, LCFC Gray. Happy birthday. I'm not adding that up. Joanna says would like both, but FA Cups is always a dream for any English team. Stuart says who remembers top 4? I think we all do. Stuart, we all remember top 4. David says, Maguire said, when Manchester United call, you have to listen. Glad he did 80 million and no mass use in the transaction. Yeah, honestly, I think we've done all right of that. Remember 82, Keith? Some of you have never known heartache. Keith, I was there, mate. I was at Villa Park in 82. I was 11. You can do the maths. I'm a lot older now. I distinctly remember in tears. I was in tears when Tommy Williams broke his leg right in front where I was sat. I was sat about 8 rows back and he did it right in front of me. And I got to see it all in glorious 3D. Poor old Tommy Williams, who was one of my favourite. I'm a bit grey now, as you can clearly tell. Back in the day, I was a big ginger hair. So Tommy Williams and Steve Whitworth were heroes of mine because of all the grief I got for being a kid as a ginger. So Tommy Williams, I was really upset when Then I was upset with Ian Wilson's own goal in that. You've got me going, Keith, on that semi-final. Honestly, it still rankles in 20 years' time. I'll still be rankled about the Slavia Prague match as well. But honestly, the FA Cup defeat, I think we can do it. I think we're going to put that one to rest, though, Keith, with the Southampton victory. Let's hope so. Joanna says Champions League. Hope they smuggle flares again. I know it's dangerous, but it totally made the night for me. John O'Tiles. Oh, we're talking about Leicester City heroes now. We're really going for one. Tommy Wright. Tommy Wright was first LCFC hero. We loved Tommy Wright. Jono, I'm with you on that. Declan saying let's have a score prediction. Go on then. Declan's asked on YouTube, score predictions, please. Southampton, Leicester. Do you know, I don't even know yet. Who's the home team? We were live, obviously, at half-time, so I know we're playing Southampton. Who did they pull out first? Who is the home team? I haven't even looked. Who is the home team, Declan? Southampton or Leicester? Just it will get us the shirts, obviously, I think. Although, I know, obviously, they're playing red and white, so it would make sense that we play in blue anyway. Score predictions. Come on, score predictions. Kerry says, I thought Tommy Williams was a great player. Yeah, I used to love Tommy Williams. Still a policeman in Leicester, I believe. Shows you how football has changed. Tommy Williams went on to be a policeman in Leicester. I believe he still is in there. Jack says the ice cream melted. Next time, honestly. Leicester, thanks, Chris, says Leicester are the home team. Thank you for that. So's Keith. Thank you for that. Oh, us. Now I understand what you say us for, because I asked who's home. I just see, I'm thinking, what's Ian on about us? But then I see William says it. Thank you guys for getting that and Mick, everybody who's been saying that. Andy says, should semis be played at a neutral ground? Well, they are, aren't they? Wembley is neutral, Andy. But I'm sort of with you. I think the FA Cup should be kept for Wembley for a final, but we all know why they've done it. It's red, isn't it? Joanna's going for a 7-0 win. Joanna, you're getting carried away. Listen, I'll take 1-0 off Soinku's backside. Home doesn't matter at Wembley, says Sondrax. Well, it sort of does, mate. I think it sort of does. Just a little bit. I think you get the home dressing room. It's all just a bit nicer. I don't know. Probably it doesn't. David says he still remembers that 1974 FA Cup semi-final against Liverpool. We lost 3-1 that day. Made me cry. Not ashamed. David, I don't remember that one. I wasn't old enough. But like I say, 82, I was in tears. For most Leicester fans, to win the FA Cup was the dream. That was it. We could win the FA Cup one day. Never thought we'd win the Premier League title. So, you know, FA Cup was the biggest thing you could ever go and win, being in there. City win 2-0. Stuart says he's going to put 3-1 to them. When we win, I put us to lose. Stuart, I'm the same. I don't bet very often at the matches anymore because it used to be dead easy to bet the matches, but I always used to bet against us because I used to think that would help us win. I know, crazy. So I never ever bet on Leicester to win because I always think if we lose, that was my fault because they bet on us to win because I was being greedy. So I bet against us, and that way I don't put the mockers on it. So to be fair now, just don't bet. Keep the money in your pocket. Keep it for a pucker pie and a pint of Tiger. Woo! Sponsorship. Keep getting your comments in there. I think it's about time to go, isn't it? Declan says 3-0 to the Leicester boys. Come on. Hell of a lot of talk about semis tonight. Keith, I know. Well, it's not. Listen, Keith, I don't know about you, but it's not every day you get a semi. It's not every day you get a semi-final. So let's go to Wembley, says no Maddison, no Vardy. Mick says never seen us in the final, so I'd take a 1-0 win. I agree with you on that. Jag, watching on YouTube, says 3-1 to Leicester. Should the final replace the Community Shield so we get as many fans as possible? That's an interesting one. Switch it around. But the answer to that is no, Sondrax, because the Community Shield is made up of the team who wins the Premier League title and the team who wins the FA Cup. So if we were to go and win the FA Cup or the Premier League, which is probably unlikely, let's be honest, even I probably think that's not going to happen now. But the FA Cup, if we were to win the FA Cup, the Community Shield, every chance it'll be a full house at Wembley and we'll all be able to go. Hope it's better than the last Community Shield. That, I don't know what it was. It was a bit flat. I'm being honest. The Community Shield against Man United. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because I've been to too many playoff finals and League Cup finals, which was super exciting. But the Community Shield, there was just something a bit flat about it. I don't know what it was. But hey, it's nice to get there. Carl's watching from Cyprus. Hope you're all right over there. No Madison, no Vardy says, dyeing my hair blue and white after the final if we win. Listen, I think you should dye it blue and white if we get to the final. That's what we should do. If you do, I will. How about that? And I ain't got much of it, but I'll dye it blue if you will. No Maddison, no Vardy. It's not every day you get a semi-final, Colin. Please keep it above board. Thank you. I don't care what score the final. Don't know. Yeah, as long as we get to the final, I think you're there. Phil, were you there when the Teletext striker came about in 2001, 8 years old and in tears? Ross, you'll have to remind me. 2001 is one of my vague years. I just had kids at that age. So those of you who've had kids know it gets very blurry. That was either that or they were driving me to drink. I don't know what it was. Very blurry. Community Shield free. Keith having a good old grumble. It's not going to let it go. That Community Shield free T-shirt that was free, Keith, it's too big. It didn't come and give you your right size. I know what you mean. I've still got one here anyway. 3 signings you would like. Listen, Declan, we've already overrun. We cannot get into that. It's going to be a great topic in a couple of weeks' time when the season is over. But let's just see it in there. Mick says, I'll dye mine blue. Do it for... Maybe we should, Mick. Maybe if we get to the final, we'll all dye our hair, raise some money for Birch's end-of-season run that isn't going to be well, I suppose the Spurs game, there's a chance. How about that? Are you in? Will you dye your hair blue if we get to the final to raise some money? We'll make it up as we go along. That's how Leicester Fan TV is run, because you guys, we don't do it without your comments and your ideas, and Mick's just said he'll do it there for charity. I'll do it for charity with you as well, Mick. So if anybody else wants to, we've got to get to the final first after that hard semi. So we'll see what happens. Listen, it's beyond time to go. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, whatever, do your stuff on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, which I know loads of you are, give us a share. Just share this nonsense out to more Leicester fans. Invite more of your Leicester mates to come and follow what we do at Leicester Fan TV. If you're on Twitter and Periscope, give us a retweet and a little love heart, whatever it is you want to do. This week, what have we got coming up? Well, nicely, myself and Jamie are making a video which will be released later this week. We're going to be chatting about and picking the all-time Leicester City 11 players, which we've had votes and nominations coming in over the last 10 days. So we're going to do that. Jack is doing an England watch-along on Thursday, live across Leicester Fan TV. So those of you who are England fans, we thought we'd do it because there's obviously no Leicester game. Locks is on Friday at 7:15 and Jamie's got an aftermath show on Sunday. So make sure you join those. Last couple of comments before we go. Mine says, yep, I will dye my hair blue, of course. Will is talking about, Will's got a hard semi that he's got to get rid of. FA Cup final will be the week before the Spurs game. Yeah, May the 15th it is in there. Ross says, looking forward to the watch-along on Thursday. Yes, Ross, if he finishes work on time, is doing the watch-along with Jack. So do join them for that. That is 9. Well, I think, is it 8 o'clock kickoff on Thursday? I'll have to double-check that. Stuart says, there's no Leicester players in the England team. I know there's not, but heck, it's football and it's England. And underneath the Leicester badge for me, there's an England badge. So, and we've got the Euros coming up. So that would be great to get the lads going. And Barnes, Maddison should be in the England side for the Euros. To be fair, Mark Albrighton should be in there. I know he won't. Jamie Vardy should be in there, but he won't. I know. But those two should be in there. Poor old James Justin should have been in there as well. I've already asked you to do the like and shares. Do that. Appreciate it. I'll see you later in the week. Thanks as ever for all your views, all your comments. And thanks for all these guys who helped bring us Leicester Fan TV. You know who they are, but I'm going to shout them out now. ADT, Eat Me, Tiger, Moy Wade, Leicester Garage Conversions, Piglet's Pantries, The Fox's Arms, Pink Car Leasing, Hologram, and our charity that we support is Memphis. If you run a business in Leicester and you want to get your name down here, back on the wall, wherever it is on this video I'm about to play you, just get in touch and we'll help sort you out. Brilliant. Thanks again. My name's Phil, Leicester Fan TV, semi-finals. Let's not take Southampton for granted. See you soon.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Eat Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.
Oh, I'm still on. I meant to be off. I'll see you in a bit.